Hello everyone, hope you're fine and doing great. In this episode we're going to discuss about how to take a copy of Aruba wireless controller and our TFTP server, and then how we can copy the running config to the startup config, and then how we can run the startup config to the running config, and how we can reset this Aruba wireless controller to factory default. Alright, let's click on Terra Terms. If you come to Terra Terms, I have a serial port. Click on this one, click OK, and when you click OK, press enter, you can see I'm here. But before that, let's do one thing. Come to the setting. I want to share the setup, how I set up this one. This is the exact ways how you can set up. If you use POTI or if you're using Terra Terms, it doesn't matter. This is the exact ways of configuring and accessing the wireless controller, Aruba wireless controller. So I don't want to make any changes because I'm able to access this one. Let me change the font in here, make it a little bit bigger. Alright, I changed the font. There you go. Alright guys, the FTP server that I am using, it is called TFTPD64. I'm going to put a specific link where you can click on the link and you can download the TFTP server from that specific genuine website. So let's see what else we can do. Alright, as you look at in here, our aim is to how to copy the file or how to copy the running config or a startup config from Aruba wireless controller to our TFTP D64. But don't worry about the specific name, but this is TFTP server I'm using as a network engineer. What I'm saying, I will say that copy running config, or here's the thing, copy startup config, doesn't matter. I will say running config because my wireless controller works perfect. Copy running config to what? To TFTP file. What is my TFTP server here? So you may ask like how we gonna set up. It's very easy. The only thing that you need to do is in the file TFTP server. If you look at in here, security, I said none. When you configure, when you install and download the TFTP D64, this automatically pick from your Ethernet cable. You don't have to touch anything. TFTP 110.9.253.3. Where I got this IP, here is my IP. This is my TFTP server IP. You got it? So I will say this one, and I file name, I will say that Aruba config file. I'll name this one. Right? Ready? Click enter. As you look at in here, the configuration, I received the configuration backup. It is here. See, there's no error. I got it. Now, if you encounter any issues, what are you gonna do? If you encounter any issue, remember that's a troubleshoot. Right click, run this application as run as administrator. That should be it. The problem resolved. If you encounter any issue like access violation or anything, it should be good. Okay, we got a configuration from here and the specific place is here. If I copy and go to run, paste it here, click on this one. As you look at in here, it's called Aruba config file. I got a configuration, very easy, which is so good. I have the configuration, I have no issue as well. So if you want to open this file, try to open it with a notepad. You can see the file as well. Okay, what else? So we got a configuration. If I do if I copy like copy running config to startup config, so that's also good. So now you save the configuration, right? If you type dir, you can see that you have saved some file here, right? That is so good. And I configure it and I save it, which is very, very precise. Okay, so repeat. I save it here without any issues. Means what I said copy running config to startup config. Wherever I configure, run it. It is exactly as you see that copy overwrite write memory. It's exact the same thing. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to erase the configuration to reset factory default. All right, erase. All the configuration will be deleted. Press yes. The answer is yes. All right, successfully yes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say reload. Enter. Do you already want to restart the system? The answer is yes. So this is how you can reset factory default the wireless controller, Aruba wireless controller. So I reset factory default. I just want to give the controller name by the name of Elias Tech, and the master should be admin, and then it should be admin, or I can say master, and then VLAN should be 172.16.0/254. The answer is click yes, and the subnet mask is correct, and enter the default gateway. I will say 172.16.0.1. all right, this controller is restricted to country code US for United States. Please click yes, enter the time zone. I will say 11 time zone. Let me see if I can find any time zone. I will leave it, and the rest I will enter. Then you have to enter date and time, month. I can say 11 18 2025. Enter the password for admin. Re-enter the password or enable. You remember, guys, dealing of, do you wish to shut down all the ports? I will say yes for the time being, because I don't want no one knows and no one should able to connect to the to controller, because I have to configure one by one. And do you wish to access the change? I will say yes. System will now restart it. Alright guys, as you notice that we reset the wireless controller factory default and my computer is not able to receive an IP. The question is how? If you look at the yellow cable is also connected to my USB-C adapter. So it's like RJ45 connector. I'm trying to access the wireless controller using the Ethernet, right? So there's a two connection to the controller from my laptop. I hope you not get confused. One is a console, another is an Ethernet. So when I was trying to access the wireless controller using the Ethernet cable, I'm not receiving it. You are the witness. When I did ipconfig/release and renew, I didn't receive anything. So in order to resolve this issue, we need to create a DHCP inside the wireless controller. So in order to do that, let's see how we can do it. Alright, so as you look at in here, I'm not receiving any IP. 169 is a PIPA IP address. That address never used. Alright, in order to accomplish that goal, I'm come back to the controller using console port. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to config terminal. So you know how to log into here, config terminal. When you come to the config terminal, you say service DHCP. You did it, and then click enter, and then you can say IP DHCP pool DHCP. You can say Elias Tech. This is the name. All right, so when you type this one, click enter, you can say network, when you say network, it should be 172.16.0. It should be .0 space 255.255.255.0. remember that. Don't worry about subnetting. If you doesn't know, he doesn't know, so then don't get confused with this one. Now I'm going to say default gateway or default route is 172.16.0.1, the default gateway, or default route. It should be default route. Leave it default route. And then what I'm going to do is DNS server should be 8.8.8.8 or 4.4.2.2. This is the DNS server. And then what I am going to do is DNS server, that should be a domain name alias tech.com. Enter. Is it clear now? So what we're gonna do is end and write memory. We have to write it in the memory. And then what we're gonna do is show running config. We need the show running config include DHCP. As you look at here, my DHCP is running and it has no issue at all. So let's see if it implement in this network. Again, I will do ipconfig/release. I will release it, and then I will ipconfig/renew. I'm using command line interface. Type cmd, you will get this terminal. Let's see if it works. 1, 2, 3. There you go. It works. Can you see here? iliastech.com and 172.16.0.2 is the starting point. So I receive an IP here, which is so good. My DHCP is working perfect. Alright, let's see if I am able to access Aruba wireless controller using graphic user interface. You're not getting any errors. Advance, accept the risk and continue. You remember my username was admin and my password was I don't know. The password is I don't know. Authentication complete. Please wait. The page will be loaded automatically. Not now. This is my wireless controller. So we're gonna set up this wireless controller one by one with more details, and see you guys in the next video.